Everybody getting a little bit nervous now, a little scary out there, huh? Twins came in, did the job. They split the series. That's right. Took 2 of the 4 games. Here we go. By the way, I'm Mark Wilson with your webcam at yournews.com, the Parker and the Man page. Check out my column. It's about the Thursday game. Kind of a wild, wacky, weird Thursday baseball game. As weird as you're going to find. Very odd, especially with that 8th inning the way it was. If you didn't hear about the 8th inning, you'll want to read all about that. Jim Leland ejected, got the boot. Gerald Laird got the boot. Jeremy Bonderman got the boot. You can find out why if you didn't see it. But bottom line is the Tigers have a 2-game lead, 3 games to play. Minnesota goes back home to take on the Royals. Kansas City will pitch Zach Greinke in one of those games, so that won't be easy. And the Tigers get to see the White Sox for 3, including Jake Peavy, starting Friday night. So that's where it stands. The magic number is still 2. Any combination of the Tigers' wins or Minnesota losses and the Tigers will still get to go to the playoffs. They still have a 2-game lead, but boy, I'm telling you, there's some nervous Nellies. They said nervous Nellies at Comerica Park, 40,000 there today on Thursday, and all around town, thinking about 2006. Now the Tigers got to go to the postseason in 06 because they were the wild card. The Central, the only time the American League Central has ever provided the wild card was that year, and Minnesota had the lead for 1 day that season, and that was the end of the season. That's when you want to lead a division, is on the final day. So here's Minnesota again, same team, 3 years later, same kind of bugaboo with the Minnesota Twins. So Ron Gardenhire very happy to escape with even just the 2 out of 2. He would have liked more, but he didn't. And Jim Leland, not so thrilled, but Tigers still hold it all in their own hands, man, their own destiny. Win 2 games, doesn't matter what Minnesota does. Win twice, Minnesota stays home, you go to the postseason. That's as easy as I can make it for you. So lots to read about there on the Parker and the Man page, the Wilson column. The Tigers thwarted in their effort to celebrate. The champagne was on hold. Jim Schmeichel, the clubhouse guy, was ready to pop the corks on the champagne. He didn't do it because they have to wait now. I'll tell you a team that did pop the cork was the Colorado Rockies. Did you see the celebration in Denver after the Rockies beat the Brewers and clinched their own playoff spot? What a story this year for Colorado. They fired their manager, Clint Hurdle, back in May. Jim Tracy, former Dodger and Pirate managers, brought in, by far and away, hands down, the manager of the year in baseball. That turnaround in Colorado, so you can read about that as well. Allen Iverson rips the Pistons. I knew he was going to do it, and he waited this long. But, he was asked some questions. And he said it was the worst season of his career last year in Detroit when he was acquired from Denver in that trade for Chauncey Billups. And AI kind of rips Michael Curry. Kind of gave Joe D some props, but not as many as you would have thought. And Iverson just couldn't stand his time here. And now I know why when I was at Media Day on Monday that Tayshaun and Rip Hamilton and Jason Maxiell, some of them had smiles on their faces because they knew it was such a terrible year last year. Such chaos with the 1 year of Michael Curry as head coach, that they couldn't do anything but laugh. You couldn't be that depraved, just laugh about it now and think that you're going to change that this season. But a lot of that laughter came at the expense of Allen Iverson. So AI, not a big fan. And, of course, who opens the season with who? Memphis opens their season at home against Pistons. The Wings opener, Friday. Here we are. The NHL season has begun. In fact, it began Thursday night. Quietest opener for the Red Wings I can remember. Of course, they're in Stockholm, Sweden. They're not here, and they're not even in the country. That makes a difference. But I think the NHL does a terrible job of promoting their sport when the season starts. The NFL does the big to-do with the music acts and everything like that, and the NHL just kind of, is there a sound? Peep? Nothing? When their season begins. So check that out in the column as well. Brendan Shanahan, out in New Jersey. You can read about what happened to Shanny with the Devils, but it looks like it might be the end of his rodeo in the National Hockey League. And the first athlete to $1 billion, that's with a B. With a B. Do I need to write that down for you? Okay, I'll write it down. First athlete to $1 million, billion with a B. There you go. That's $1 billion. Billion. I'm writing it down again. Billion is none other than, I'll write his name down too for you. It's very exciting webcam right now, isn't it? Is, yes, of course, Tiger Woods, $1 billion in career earnings and endorsements and whatnot. He beat up Michael Jordan, Michael Schumacher, the Formula One racer, for that honor. So read about that as well. The Rockies clinch, AI, wins opener, Shanahan out with the Devils, and Tiger Woods at $1 billion. And, of course, the Tigers lost to the Twins 8-3 in Game 4 of the series. Get ready for the White Sox to wrap up the season on Fan Appreciation Weekend. It's all there for you at yournews.com, the Parker and Man page. Check it out early and often.